It's good evening and welcome back again to the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium, here where we are on our final nightcap match here this evening with the Adrian T. Hazel Primary School boys coming up against the Valley Primary School boys as well. And this match is certainly going to be an interesting one. Both teams have only lost one game throughout the course of this year's preliminary tournament, and I'm certainly sure that they are going to be playing their best to gain that second spot, because I think they are way behind the Aurelia Kelly Primary School, both teams losing to the Aurelia Kelly Primary School in this encounter. And so we see the Valley Primary playing in the gold and black jerseys with black shorts, and the Adrian T. Hazel in the blue and white with black shorts, and they are just getting the proceedings from the officials there in the center circle in the person of Mr. Kamal Harding. Seeing is that Ambrel there as well. It could be Albert. And there's the other gentleman there. His name is slipping me at the moment, but they are the ones who are going to be officiating this game this afternoon. So Mr. Burton is the referee in charge of the game this afternoon, assisted by Kamal and his name is just not coming right now, but yes, we've got the officials. They're just about to get started, and we are just about ready to start here this afternoon. Sorry, in this encounter as well. And there we see the players are all set up and just about ready to start this match, this really serious encounter here as we are waiting. And here we see, there goes the final whistle. The ball is with the Valley. Here we see the Valley. He dribbles number 12. They're blocked there by the Adrian T. He's the player trying to get around, and he squares back to number 11, who just boots the ball further up right. And here we see Valley coming away with it. Here we see the Valley coming away with it, but only as far as the central defender there for the Adrian T. Hazel, who clears the ball into touch for a throw in there to the Valley Primary School. Sorry. So the Valley is kicking from west to east, and here we see Valley. There's a shot and goal from the Valley player there from the far right, and the ball goes over the crossbar and into touch for a goal kick there for the Adrian T. Hazel School. So like I said, Adrian T. Hazel, they would have lost to the Aurelia Kelly as well as the Valley Primary. The Valley losing 3-1 in their opening encounter. And here we see the goal kick being taken only as far as number 10 for the Valley Primary, intercepted there by the number 11 there, who tries to dribble past the Adrian T. Hazel player there, and the ball being put into touch for a throw-in. Throw being taken quickly. Here we see the ball being knocked back to the number 11 player, who squares it further forward to the striker, who tries to control but loses it there to the Adrian T. Hazel player, picked up there by the Valley again. And here we see Valley coming away with it on the on the left side. Valley still streaming down on the right side, dribbling further left, tries to squeeze, and the ball being cut out there by the defender, who was a little bit slow on it, and cut in there and crossed there by the player, but only as far as the number 14 there for Valley, who squares it to number 10, who stops and dribbles past the defender there, dribbles past and squares in, but only to go for the ball to go directly into the hand of the custodian there of the Adrian T. Hazel. Ball cleared big upfield, collected here by the Valley player as he streams further forward right side, and he goes to the corner flag, cuts the ball in, and there is the player there on the wide left picking up and loses it there to the the Adrian T. Hazel defender. Ball goes into touch for, is that a corner kick there to the to the Valley Primary School, who are just about getting the better of the play here this evening. Scores 0-0 with the Valley having a corner on the far right side of the defensive third. Here we see the corner being taken, and there is a whistle. What is going on there? There is a whistle. What is the signal? What is the signal?
I thought it was the Football Association members up there.
Yeah, what is the... okay, so the corner kick to be retaken. Yes. And so here we see the corner kick being taken. Just a powerful corner kick there, far over to the right side. Here you see the player dribbles past one, and the flag goes up, but the referee just called play on, and here we see the goalkeeper is with it now, and the ball being cleared upfield. Yes, they see the agent, he's the player, they're trying to control, but fell to the ground, and the ball collected here by the Valley, who allow his keeper to collect there and tosses the ball upfield. And here we see there's a tussle there between two players. Their player trying to, number 10 there, trying to come away with it, but was bundled off the ball a little bit, and the ball is being put into touch there for, is that an infringement or a throw-in? Yeah, throw-in to Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see the throw being taken quickly. And yes, foul throw, adjudged to be foul throw taken there by the Valley Primary player, who was challenged there at the center circle by the Adrian T. Hazel. And here we see Adrian T. trying to come away with it. Here we see the number 2 for the Valley dribbles past the man there, number 7, and squares further forward for the number 10, who boots the ball in the center circle. And there's just a faint weak shot on goal collected there by the keeper, who boots the ball way upfield in center circle, trapped and controlled there by the Valley player, and only to see the ball be intercepted, the ricochet. Here we see the Valley with it, and there is a shot on goal, but the keeper recovering nicely, and the ball goes into touch for a corner kick. I think what the defender was there was trying to do, trying to let the keeper come and pick the ball up, but keeper was a little late, and the striker was very sharp there, but good recovery from the keeper there, blocking that one. Here we see the corner kick be taken, and here we see the clearance, and here we see the Adrian T. Hazel trying to come away with it, but boots the ball into touch for a throw-in for the Valley, who takes the choke quickly, and there is a call. There is a call. What is going on? It's like a foul throw, that is. Here we see the throw being taken by Adrian T. Hazel, cut out there by the Valley player. And here we see Adrian T. Hazel as he boots the ball further afield. And here we see Valley picking up now. Here we see the player dribbling for the left, and squeeze just outside of the center circle there, and challenged here by the Adrian T. Hazel player, who's coming away with it. He squeezed inside, intercepted there by the Valley, and he boots the ball further upfield to his right side, but ball goes into touch for a throw in there to Adrian T. Hazel. So scores in the match is Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley 0, and we are some 7 minutes and 17 seconds into this first half here in this night encounter here this afternoon. Here we see 2 players here just in the Valley, and there is an infringement there on the part of the Adrian T. Hazel player. There's a free kick awarded to the Valley Primary School, and they are kicking from west to east in the gold and black. Here you see the kick be taken quickly, but the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel. So it's lovely football action here. This is the final preliminary round matches here in this year's competition before we go to the semi-finals and the finals. Here we see the kick being taken, and Valley coming away with it. They are at the center circle. Here we see the player, little shimmy there, number 12, tries to square to the number 8, loses out there to number 11, who squares further forward. Here is Valley now. Here is Valley now as he's passed wide, and tried to pass to the far right side, but only to find his player there in an offside position, and so it's an offside then on the part of the Valley player. Here we see the ball being booted further upfield, and here we see the Valley player trying to square to the middle. Valley picks up and trying to come further to the right, but only intercepted there by number 11, who boots the ball up to number 2, and he squares to his left. He dribbles past a man, and he's trying to square. He's trying to squeeze it to the player there in the center, but is blocked into the hands of the keeper. Here we see the clearance by the keeper, and the ball booted across the field and into touch by the Valley midfield player there, and into touch for a throw-in for that should be Adrian T. Hazel throw. Well, there was a block or something like that. All right. You certainly thought that was an Adrian T. Hazel throw, but it says the throw is with the Valley. Here you see the throw being taken, picked up there by the Valley player. Tried to play further forward, intercepted there by the defender. And here we see Valley. There's a shot at goal, but it's blocked here. And there's a shot at goal, and it's a goal. Is it a goal? Yes, it's a goal. What I'm seeing is, no, it's not a goal. Thought it was a goal. Ball ended up in the back of the net, but an infringement there, and a call being made there by the referee. And here we see the ball being booted upfield. Here we see the Valley player intercepting the Adrian T. Hazel number 8 there, and the ball is booted further upfield. Here we see the Adrian T. Hazel collecting again, coming further forward and booting the ball further left. Here we see the player trying to dribble and loses it there, but blocks, and it's coming through, blocked there by the defender there in number 11 for the Valley primary, and the ball is with Valley again on the far right. Squares to the center, player collects, but ball bouncing only into the hands of the custodian, who clears big to the center circle. Controlled there by number 11 for Valley, who beats and dribbles to the man there and squeezes to the left side of his attacking third. Here we see the player with it, beats the man and squeezes back, and here we see there's a shot on goal, blocked there by the Valley player. There was some really splendid football being played here this afternoon. Here we see the Valley player. Here we see the Valley player coming away with it, but some stout defending and clearance there by the number 12 Valley player, who ran across the center and has taken care of that danger there, putting the ball into touch for a corner kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel primary. 11 minutes and 46 seconds into this half. Exciting football here. Great tight encounter here this afternoon. It's Road 0, Valley 0. Here we see the corner kick being taken, and ball put into touch for a goal kick there to the Valley primary. So both teams, Valley stringing the better of the passes really, and from side to side, but the Adrian T. Hazel has been holding firm. Here we see the goal kick be taken to number 11, who dribbles upfield, dribbles just to a center circle, looks up, dribbles a man, dribbles past another one, but is blocked there by the Adrian T. Hazel defender, and here is Adrian T. Hazel, and there's an infringement there on the part of the Adrian T. Hazel defender, and he fouled there to the Valley. So it's Valley nil, Adrian T. Hazel nil. Yes, as we await, here we see kick being taken and taking straight into the hands of the keeper, who collects and boots the ball upfield, center field. Here we see the player there in the Valley Primary trying to trap the ball, but only as far as the man who is blocked there by the Adrian T. Hazel player. Here we see Valley controlling at the midfield. He's trying to dribble but loses it, and here we see Valley picking up. He tries to push further field, picks up there again, and then blocked there by the Valley player as he streams through the middle and squares further right, and here we see Valley. There's a shot at goal, and the keeper collects. Weak attempt, but good opportunity there for the Valley, but the keeper in position collect nicely. Here we see the kick again being taken and booted upfield. Intercepted there by the Valley, blocked there by the Adrian T. Hazel, but collected there by the number 11 for Valley again. Boots further upfield. Here we see Valley coming away with it. Ball being intercepted there by Adrian T. Hazel. And here we see Adrian T. Hazel coming further field, and there is a clearance there and a block there, controlled there by the Valley player, and the ball booted further to the right to find the Valley player there, and put into touch by the Adrian T. Hazel player. Here we see Valley. The player dribbles one and crosses, and the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel school. So it's 0-0 here at the Adrian T. Hazel Valley Primary School match in this evening nightcap at the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium here this afternoon. Here we see the Adrian T. Hazel coming away with it. Here we see number 12 and the nice square. Here we see nice pass and nice opportunity there, but the player has adjudged to be in an offside position. And there was a nice build-up and a nice one-two there by the Adrian T. Hazel, but only to find the number 2 player there for Adrian T. Hazel in an offside position. So here's the kick taken by number 10. Here's the kick taken by number 10. See a wait. See boots the ball upfield, intercepted there by number 2, but picked up there by the Valley Primary School player, who tries to dribble through, and ball being played further to the right side of the defensive third of the Adrian T. Hazel School, as the player squares the ball in the middle, and there's a shot at goal, but it goes wide of the right upright there of the custodians for the Adrian T. Hazel. So it's 15 minutes and 55 seconds into this first half, and scores in the match: Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley Primary School 0. It's live action here at the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium. Here we see goal kick taken and chipped upfield by the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see number 2 squeeze forward, and ball there to number 10, and here we see a shot coming on goal there, but keeper coming off a line and collects nicely and boots upfield, controlled nicely there by the Valley player, who squares the ball further to the right side, and here we see the Valley player coming away with it, and there's a shot at goal, and the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel School. So we're seeing both teams really playing some really lovely football here this afternoon, working the 1-2s, trying to do the split passes and passing the ball from side to side here, just to find themselves in the ascendancy and just to give themselves that chance to getting that opening goal. Here we see the clearance collected there by the Valley, intercepted there by Adrian T. Hazel as he passes further to the left. And here, the player loses out there to number 11, who tries to dribble but loses out there. And here we see infringement there, as the number 11 player there being held back there. And Actually, the foul is against the number 11 player. A judge there to foul the Adrian T. Hazel player. Here we see the kick, and it's a big kick, but big and outside and into touch for a goal kick there to the Valley Primary. So it's still 0-all here at the Raymond English Arts Center. Here we see the corner, the kick being taken, and number 11 seems to be very skillful. Just beats his man, beats another one, and he goes for the left, try to square back to the far right, but is blocked there by the defender there for the Adrian T. Hazel. And here we see the player dribbling through, but cut out there by the Valley player. Here Adrian T. Here we see Adrian T. trying to come away with it, but good defending there on the part of the Valley, who came back and cut out nicely. And here we see they're coming away with it. Here we see Adrian T. Hazel booting the ball further to the attacking right. And here we see number 3 picking up and beating number 8, going further to his left and squaring the ball, but cut out there by the Adrian T. Hazel player there. And here we see there's a tussle, number 3 with it, tries to push it further forward, blocked there, picked up there by the Valley player. He tried to dribble a man and loses it, blocked. And here we see the ball being cleared further. Here we see the ball goes into touch. Yes, for a goal kick. He's tried to cross it, but goes into touch. And here we see the kick being taken, and here we see the kick coming away with the Valley. Valley streaming down to the left, cut out there by the Adrian T. Hazel, and boots upfield only as far as the Valley player, just on the edge of the center circle there. And here we see there is a challenge there by the Adrian T. Hazel player, and yes, ball still with the Valley player deep into the attacking third of the Adrian T. Hazel school. And there we see a shot on goal, but the ball goes sailing over the touchline on the far right side into touch for a goal kick. Exciting action here this evening, and we know both teams have lost to the nemesis, the Aurelia Kelly Primary School. So both teams are looking to see who will be in the second spot. Here we see the goal kick being taken only as far as the Valley School player, who picks up and squeezes to the middle. And here we see the player trying to dribble, trying to get a shot. Valley player still trying to dribble, goes down inside the box. I'm certainly looking for an infringement, and the ball being booted upfield. Here we see Adrian T. Hazel coming over with it. Number 8 been challenged here by number 3. Number 8 still with it. Bundled off the ball there, and referee sees no problem with that, but the ball being cleared upfield and into touch by the Adrian T. Hazel player for a throw-in there to the Valley. Some 21 minutes and 8 seconds into this encounter here this evening, under the lights here at the Raymond English Arts. So here we see the throw being taken. Cut out there by the Adrian T. Hazel player, and just a little shove in the back there, and there's an infringement, and so it's an infringement on the far left side. What? Foul throw? We're still trying foul throw. We're still calling for foul throws. Foul throw. I thought it was an infringement, but here comes the throw, cut out there by number 10, booted upfield to number 2, Valley Primary, who squeezed to the right side, and the flag goes up for an offside there. Player caught in an offside position there for Valley Primary, as they were trying to counter and break the move down there, but judged to be caught offside. So it's 22 minutes into the first half. Still no goals, still 0-0 in this encounter here this afternoon. And here we see the plays with the Valley again. Here we see Valley coming away with it, dribbles past one, and is in on goal, and there's a shot on goal, but the keeper collects nicely. I think he could have done a lot better with that one by just placing it, but he just shot the ball straight and directly to the keeper, who collects nicely. Here we see the keeper clearance, collected there by Valley, and picked up there by Adrian T. Hazel. Intercepted there by the Valley, who goes further to his right. He dribbles down to the byline and dribbles, and the ball is being forced into touch by the defender there for the Adrian T. Hazel for a corner kick on the left side of the defensive third, the attacking third of the Valley Primary. He squares a short corner, and the player dribbles there, loses out to the Adrian T. Hazel player, who boots the ball upfield, but only as far as number 3 for Valley. And here we see Valley trying to come away with it. The ball being cleared and booted downfield to number 3 again, who squares further right, and it's an interception there by the Adrian T. Hazel, who's defending stoutly. And here we see the clearance from the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see Adrian T. Hazel trying to run onto it. He played the number 3 there, trying to really put on and show some skill there in the dummy there, and cleared upfield, collected there by the Valley Primary, cleared there by Adrian T. Hazel, collected there by Valley again. Number 5 has it there at the center circle, boots it further left, intercepted there, dribbles past the defender there, and blocked and cleared. And here we see Valley Primary again, dribbling, and but not able to pass, not able to get through to where they want to get to find that goal. Here we see Valley with it. There's a cross coming in, and there's a clearance into the hands of the, as it was a shot actually, into the hands of the keeper there, who collects and boots the ball upfield. Here we see Valley in the middle, squares forward. Here we see Valley. There's a shot on goal, and the keeper again in position. Keeper collects nicely in possession again, and clears big. And here we see the player there, very skillful as well, just dribbling and just beating the man there, number 3, and squaring the ball upfield, and the ball goes into touch from a interception there by the Adrian T. Hazel player. So here we see the kick being taken quickly, and the ball being squared across field. Here we see on the left side with the Valley Primary School player, who's trying to dribble past the man. He squares it in the center, and picked up there by the player there of the Adrian T. Hazel, and he boots it further and wide into touch for a throw in to the Valley. Here we see Valley taking a throw, and player trying to go byline, and there is an infringement there. There's infringement on the part of the Valley player, fouling the defender there for the Adrian T. Hazel, and so we await the kick. Now here you see the player just looking up, and here you see some substitute. Is there some instructions? A substitute being some substitute being made as the coach Colin is making a sub. It's still on the ball, booted upfield, intercepted there by Valley, and here is Valley coming away with it. Valley coming away with it, intercepted there by the defender there for Adrian T. Hazel, who's trying to push further forward as he squares further upfield, but the player there on the left side loses out, and here we see that has to be an infringement, but the referee says player on number 3 recovering nicely there, and play. Here is number 11, boots the ball upfield, only as far as the Adrian T. Hazel player, who passes to number 14 in the center. Number 14 tries to pass to number 8, loses out, and here we see Adrian T. Hazel picking up again and trying to play down the line, but plays the ball into touch for a goal kick, a throw in there to the Valley Primary. Here we see the throw being taken quickly, and linesman flag is up, and that can only mean one thing: foul throw, foul throw, foul throw here this afternoon. It's Adrian T. Hazel versus the Valley Primary School. Scores in the match: 0-all. There has not been any goal. There's been quite a few shots in goal, but there has not been any goal as yet. Yes, here we see the throw being taken by Adrian T. Hazel. Yes, you see Adrian T. Hazel trying to. You see the number 3. Is that number 3? Yes, number 8, that is, for Valley, as he moves the ball upfield in center circle, squares wide, and here we see the player now streaming down to the mid there, but cut out there by the Adrian T. Hazel. And here we see Adrian T. Hazel coming away with it. He boots it only as far as number 11, who collects on the center circle and squares to his far right side. Here we see the player on the far right now looks up, tries to beat the man, but is in challenge and blocked there by another defender. The ball is picked up there by the Valley, and here we see the shot being taken, but goes way wide. We're winding down here now. We're in the 38th minute of this first encounter. It's still Valley 0, Adrian T. Hazel 0. It's live football action here. We bring it to you live. Here we see the goal kick being taken to the far right, and it's passed further right. Here we see the defender clears but recovers and clears number 3 there, recovering and clearing the field nicely upfield. Here we see the Valley Primary School player squeeze the ball into front, and here we see he's trying to dribble, trying to beat a man. Passes the ball to his player there on the far left. He takes a shot at goal, but it's a very tame one, that is, and into the hands of the keeper, who clears. The player there, number 2 for Adrian T. Hazel, miscontrolling, losing out there to the Valley there, who dribbles further down to his left, and here he is square, and there's a shot, but it's blocked, and there's a clearance there by the Adrian T. Hazel player. Here we see Adrian trying to come away with it, blocked there by the Valley in the center circle, and the pass, the square back, and there the player dribbles and beats a man and is speeding downfield, but is blocked there by the burly big defender there for Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see the player there for Adrian T. Hazel. He's trying to dribble past his man. Yes, he still has it. And here we see the ball being booted upfield, and judged to be offside. Yes, nice true pass, but player there in an offside position. So it's Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley Primary 0. We are in the 32nd minute of this encounter here this afternoon, this first half. So any moment now, you certainly can hear the whistle of the referee for the climaxing of the first half. Here we see the free kick being taken, and there goes the halftime whistle. So at halftime in the match, the Valley Primary School versus the Adrian T. Hazel School, scores in the match is 0-all. We look forward to joining you in the second half of this great encounter here this evening. Yes, we are back here at the Raymond E. Gishard Stadium with the match, the nightcap, with Adrian T. Hazel Primary School versus the Valley Primary School. And the scores at halftime was 0-0, and we're just about getting ready to start our encounter here. The second half of our encounter here this afternoon, and I'm certainly sure that this half is going to be even more exciting than the first one. Here we see the whistle goes, and the ball is with the Valley Primary School. Kicking from east to west this time. Here we see the ball being played to the further left. You see the player trying to dribble there. And here we see Valley coming away with it. And there's a shot at goal blocked there by the number 12 player. And keeper collects and boots up the field nicely. Here only as far as the defender there for the Valley Primary, who shepherded that ball into touch, played that one into touch for a throw-in there to the Adrian T. Hazel School, just over the half line, the center circle that is. And here we see the throw taken, and here we see Valley coming over with it. Or their play's been called back. I'm not too sure. Say the linesman flag went up and the play's been pulled back here this afternoon. And is it the foul throw? Okay, so here we see a throw taken by the Valley player, intercepted there by the Adrian T. Hazel Primary School. Ball booted upfield there by the Valley Primary, intercepted there by Adrian T. Hazel. As the plays with the Valley coming down to their left side, player dribbles past one, tries to dribble past over, intercepted there by the number 15 who boots the ball upfield, collected there by the number, the striker there for the Adrian T. Hazel, who was tussling with the defender there, and being kept and held back there by the player, and so an infringement on the part of the Valley Primary. So it's Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley Primary 0. We are some 2 minutes and 11 seconds just at the start of this second half in this night encounter here. Here we see a shot being taken as the ball goes far to the right upright of the custodian there in the Valley for a goal kick there to the Valley. So remember, these are the final preliminary stage round games for these two teams. Both teams, the Valley started off with a loss 3-1 to Tonagong or Willie Kelly. Here we see the kick, the clearance being taken as far up to the number 11 Valley player there, and there's an infringement. I think is it a handball? Yes, it's a handball. There's the goal kick been taken right up to the edge of just outside of the edge of the goalkeeping area there, and the player trying to control a judge to handle the ball, and so we see there's a free kick to the Valley. And here we see the goalkeeper right now is just about trying to set his wall, making sure that, and here we see the kick being taken, and yes, the ball has been put into touch from that free kick there, and a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel. So the action will continue here with the semi-finals and then the finals. Here is the goal kick taken there to number 12, and there is a whistle. The referee was giving some instructions there to number 12, and then speaking to number 12. Here we see the goalkeeper boots the ball upfield, cut out there by the Valley player, intercepted there by number 15 who trying to come for the field, passes there to number 12 who loses it out, but recovered there nicely and tries to go further to his right, but only to as far as the number 11 who collects, and then passes it to number 3, who boots the ball further up to the left side. But here you see the number 11 player there, defender there for Adrian T. Hazel, trying to clear and just making a mess of it there, and allowing the ball to roll into touch for a throw in there to the Valley, right in their defensive area. Here we see the throw being taken. Here we see the player being challenged there by the number 12, who picks up and passes it further wide to number 10, who loses it out to the 2 defensive player there. And here we see the player dribbling and squaring a cars, cut out there by the number 11 there. And here we see Adrian T. Hazel challenge there. Valley trying to come away with it, challenged by the Adrian T. Hazel player, and the ball put into touch by the Valley player there, and for a throw-in to the Adrian T. Hazel. It is Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley 0. This close encounter here this evening. Both teams are searching to settle for second spot here this afternoon. Here we see the throw being taken, collected there by the Valley player, and he comes through. Tries to square, but only as far as the number 11 in is that the number 8 there, who clears the ball upfield, intercepted there by the defender, the essential defender for the Valley Primary, who tries to clear further right, but the ball blocked there by the number 12 and into touch for a throw into the Valley. Yes, so we hear the crowd, we hear the music in the background, we hear the voices, and the throw taken, but an infringement there. The ball being put into touch by the player there for the Valley again. So here we see the throw, Adrian T. Hazel. So here we see the throw being taken. Valley player dribbles down the line, passes number 11 in Jonathan, but loses it to number 7 there, who boots it upfield and intercepted there by the player who comes further wide, but only as far as number 14, who see number 13 challenging and putting the ball into touch for a throw-in there to the Valley. So the Valley defending there stoutly, nicely, not allowing any chances at all. Here we see number 2 with it, tries to dribble to a man, loses it, and in an effort to try to pass it to number 12, just tap the ball into touch for a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel. So it's still 0-0 here at the Raymond Igishad Stadium. And we are under the lights here with the Valley Primary versus the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see the goal keep there for Adrian T. booting the ball upfield and cut out there by the Valley player, and the ball being put into touch there for a throw in to Valley. The throw be taken quickly. Player taking the throw quickly, but throw adjudged to be for the Adrian T. Hazel. So here we see Adrian T. Hazel throwing the ball up quickly, and here we see the players trying to jostle there for position, but just brought down there. Ball goes into touch for a throw in to Adrian. The throw being taken nicely, and we certainly see that there's an infringement this time with the player going down heavily there. The Valley Primary School player been challenged there and taken down, and an infringement call there on against the Adrian T. Hazel player, as the referee over the person who was adjudged to be fouled and making sure that he's all right, and as he limps a little bit and trying to get the muscles moving again. And here we see the play taken. Yes, here we see player try to dribble, but touches the ball out across the touchline and into touch for a throw-in. Here we see the throw coming in and adjudged to be a foul throw, and so we see Valley with it. Valley with it, coming down to their right. Valley with it, coming down to the right, nears across, and the ball is cut out there and into touch for a corner kick to the Valley Primary. So there we see the ball being cut out there and put into touch for a corner kick there to the Valley, some in the 10th minutes, 9 minutes and 42 seconds into the half. Yes. As they wait for the ball. Yeah, slow going here this evening. So it's a short corner kick being taken. Yes, a player trying to beat the man but loses out there to number 9, who boots the ball upfield. And here we see the Adrian T. Hazel defending stoutly, and there's a shot that came across there by the player there of the Valley School, and he loses out there. Keeper collects and boots the ball upfield there further to his right, and the ball is collected there by the player there, who dribbles down the line and dribbles further down the line, blocked there by number 11 Jonathan, and Jonathan squeezed the ball to the center circle, intercepted there by the player there for the Valley Primary School. Ball being booted upfield by Adrian T. Hazel. Here is Adrian T. Hazel collecting number 10, and just to poking the ball through, but is intercepted there by the Valley Primary, and he clears further upfield. Here is the Valley on their right side of the attacking third. He beats the man there and try to square across, but a nice recovery run there by the defender there in the number 13 defensive player there for the Adrian T. Hazel, and putting that ball into touch for a corner kick for the Valley on the far left side of the attacking third of the Adrian T. Hazel. Here you see the corner kick be taken. Cut out there by number 12 as he boots the ball upfield. Collected there by the player there in the number 3 player there for Valley Primary, who collects and tries a shot but is blocked. Here we see number 10 coming away with it. He boots it forward, only as far as the Valley School Primary School player, who tries to get away around the man but is blocked there, and the ball being booted upfield again. Here we see there's an infringement on the number 10 there for number 10 there for the Adrian T. Hazel, and so there's a free kick there going against the Valley Primary School, some 12 minutes and 19 seconds into this second half here this afternoon, this evening, and it's still a stalemate here with the score of 0-0. There is no goals being scored as we see the substitute, another substitute being made there by both teams. Both teams bringing in the substitute here this evening, and here we see the free kick being taken, intercepted there by the Valley player, collected there by the player there for Adrian T. Hazel, but only as far as the Valley player, who dribbles one, and there's a shot and goal, but the ball keeper just lazily collecting the ball there, but misses, and ball ricocheting and hitting the post and going into touch for a corner kick there to the Valley Primary. So it's Valley Primary 0, Adrian T 0. Second half, 13 minutes and 35 seconds. Who is going to get that first goal? Yes, we'll wait and see who is going to get that first goal here this afternoon. Yes, here we see the corner kick being taken nicely, and there it comes over as far over to the right side. Here we see the player trying to dribble, number 12 trying to dribble the man there, and here we see shot blocked, and here we see number 12 with it. He crosses. Here we see, yes, an infringement there. You see that player trying to get around the defensive player there for the Adrian T. Hazel to put a ball in the back of the net, and just a little push from the back, and a judge foul there. Here we see the keeper playing the ball to his far right to the player there, who loses it to the Valley Primary School player, who dribbles past one, dribbles past two, and is coming down the line, slipped there and loses out there to the Adrian T. He's the player who boots the ball upfield, but only as far as the Valley School player, who takes a shot and goal, and that player definitely in an offside position. Definitely in an offside position. Number 4 in an offside position and not able to certainly grab onto that one, because it certainly would not have counted, because he is certainly in an offside position. So still waiting to see who's going to take the initiative. You see the pass from the keeper, clear wide, blocked there by the defender there for Valley Primary, and the ball ricochet into touch for a throw in to the Adrian T. Hazel Primary School. What is the referee signaling here this afternoon? I thought that ball was outside before he played it, but it says throw to the Valley. See the throw taken quickly, controlled there by the player. She tries to boot it, but only as far as Jonathan, number 11, who boots it up to number 2 there, who squares it to number 10 further to the left side, but loses it there. And here comes the Valley. Here comes the Valley, and there's a clearance, and there's a shot on goal, but the keeper just getting in position and just tipping that one over the bar for a corner kick there. But there could have been the opening goal there for Valley. 2 men into the middle, but just shooting the ball, and the keeper just tapping it over the bar nicely for a corner kick. Here you see the corner kick coming over. Controlled there by number 4, who squeezes it there to the number 5. Loses out there to number 10. Number 10 tries to dribble past number 5, but intercepted there by number 8. And here we see the Adrian T. Hazel. Adrian T. Hazel coming away. Loses it there and cleared up field. Intercepted there by Jonathan, who loses it there to the player there, number 4. And here we see Adrian T. Hazel, the Valley Primary. Valley Primary coming away with it. And here we see there's a shot and goal. And it's a goal. There we see some defensive error there in the center of the Adrian T. Hazel half, and the player coming away with it, composing himself nicely, and just placing it into the corner of the net for goal number 1 in the 18th minute here. So it's 1-0 in favor of the Valley Primary School. Let's see what Adrian have in the bag. Here we see the pass taken and cleared further wide, but only to be intercepted by the Valley player, who boots the ball way upfield and into touch for a throw in there to the Adrian T. Hazel. Certainly going to be an exciting 12 minutes here in this second encounter, because I'm certainly sure that Adrian T. Hazel is going to show push for the equalizer. Here we see the ball, the throw being taken, boots upfield, intercepted there by Valley as he comes further to their left. Valley with it, passes it to number 10, who tries to dribble, but loses out, and intercepted there by the Valley player, but only in the hands of the keeper. And there is some talking there, some instructions that there need to be done. Yes, there's some instructions being given there, and certainly want to see what's going to happen here in the final remaining stages. Here we see the goalkeeper clears, intercepted there by the Valley. Here we see the Valley coming away with it. There's a shot on goal, but only to the wide left upright of the goalkeeper there for the shot on goal here by the Valley School player. Here we see the corner kick be taken here. Yes. Jonathan collects and boots upfield. Here we see number 10 running further down the left side with it here. Now what is he going to do with it? Squares it back to the player there who tries to dribble, loses it out to the Valley player. As the Valley player tries to come away with it. Blocked and cleared there by the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see Valley with it. Here we see Valley with it. Here we see Valley with it. Yes. And here is some stoutly goalkeeping there by the goalkeeper. We thought that we would see number 4 coming through, but picked up there nicely by the number 10, and there's an infringement there on the part of the number 10 and number 13, and hence there is a free kick to the Adrian T. Hazel, trailing by a score of 1 goal to nil. Trailing by a score of 1 goal to nil. It's 21 minutes and 11 seconds in. What is going to happen here this afternoon? Here we see the ball is with the Valley on the far left side in their defensive third, and it goes into touch for a throw-in for the Adrian T. Hazel School. So Adrian T. Hazel School behind 1 goal to nil. Chobin taken kick quickly, controlled and chested nicely there by the Valley player who passes, and there is some wonderful footwork there by the player there for the Valley, booted upfield, intercepted there by the Valley, and it's been challenged there, and the ball being put into touch by number 13 for a corner kick there to the Valley Primary School. Yes, the noise you're certainly hearing there is goals and goals for sure on the other end. Here we see the corner kick being taken, collected there, but blocked there by the player there, and cleared for the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see number 4 trying to come away with it, loses it, but recovered there. Number 2 trying to go further right, but loses out to the defender there who boots the ball downfield. He's certainly not going to catch that, and the ball goes into touch for a goal kick there to the Adrian T. Hazel. So it's Adrian T. Hazel 0, Valley Primary School 1. 22 minutes 42 seconds in. Yes, time is ticking away. Time is ticking away, and ticking away fast for Adrian here this afternoon. And here goes the big boot of the goalkeeper upfield, intercepted there by the Valley Primary School player as he squares forward. There's a shot on goal, but straight to the keeper who collects nicely, and certainly stopped that one nice, and he boots the ball upfield again. And here we see the players trying to jostle onto the ball. Here we see, yes, they play still. Here we see Valley coming away with it, collected there by the keeper, and boots up field nicely, intercepted there by the Adrian T. Hazel player, but loses out there to the Valley School player who squares further to his left, and player caught in an offside position here this afternoon, and scores 1 goal to nil in favor of the Valley Primary. And here we see another substitute to be made here this afternoon, and as we see, the referee there is talking to the player there. The substitute is being made, Valley making that substitute, and here we see the goal kick is just about to be, not the goal kick, the offside kick to be taken by Adrian T. Hazel, number 13 player here. Yes. Yes. Yes, so we see the kick being taken there, trying to control there was the player there of the Adrian T. Hazel, but misses, and the ball intercepted there by Valley Primary, who boots the ball upfield, but only to as far as the Adrian T. Hazel player. Here we see the number 8 trying to dribble past the man, and here we see the ball being intercepted there in the center circle by the Valley, who comes further downfield, and there's a shot, and it's a goal! Goal! In the 25th minute here, we saw the player picking the ball up from the center circle and dribbling all the way down to the left side and the right side, and just slotting that ball powerfully into the back of the net for goal number 2. So it's 2-0 in favor of the Valley Secondary School. Here is the substitute being made by the coach Colin there, and yes, substitute made by coach Colin. He's down 2-0, and so here we see the kick taken and intercepted there by the Valley Primary, and recovered there by Adrian T. Hazel and booted upfield for a throw-in. Here we see the throw taken quickly, and the ball goes into touch for a corner kick there off of the defender there for Adrian T. Hazel. 26 minutes and 11 seconds into the half. Here we see the corner kick being taken, and there is a shot at goal, but corner kick being taken, cross coming in, and number 2 coming up with a shot, but only to see the keeper clutching cleanly into his grasp. Here we see Valley Primary School with it. Valley coming through, but loses out there to the player there, the defender there, and the ball goes into touch. That's Jonathan there playing that one into touch. The ball goes into touch for is it a corner kick? Should be a corner kick, that is. There was an earlier infringement. That's interesting. An earlier infringement. There was an earlier infringement that the referee have called to the Adrian T. Hazel as the player boots the ball to the left side of the attacking third, loses it to the defender there for Morris in number 12. Not Morris, sorry, Vivian Vanderpool in number 12, and goes into touch for a throw-in. Here we see the throw taken quickly, but headed away there by the number 12, and it's an infringement there on the Adrian T. Hazel player, as time is winding down and running out here this evening. Some 27 minutes and 45 seconds in, and here we see the kick taken nicely, loses and pass Johnson. Here we see there just a shot on goal, and it's goal again. Goal number 3. Jonathan didn't do too well with that one at all. He tried to back heel or tried to do something, but the ball eluded him and picked up there by the player there for the Valley Primary School, and he just coolly slathered it past the custodian there in the Adrian T. Hazel School. Here we see the kick be taken from the center circle. Here we see Adrian T. Hazel still with it. Tried to pass, but only as far as the Valley Primary School, who tries to dribble through the legs of the player there, but intercepted there by the Adrian T. Hazel. But here is Valley coming away with it again. He's tried to dribble past. This time, Jonathan was astute in defense and blocked and passes the ball up. Here we see Adrian T. Hazel trying to at least try to get a goal back. And there's an infringement there. There's a infringement call there on the part of the Adrian T. Hazel striker there, who was streaming forward and just been adjudged to be tripped up there by the defender, and there is an infringement. So free kick to Adrian T. Hazel, losing here this afternoon by a score of 3-0, and all 3 goals coming into the second half. Here, the shot on goal, but collected nicely there by the keeper. And here we see that big kick cut out there by the player there who tries to dribble, loses out to the Valley player. Here we see Valley trying to square back and forth. Here we see Valley trying to come away with it. Number 4 trying to come away with it. Loses it to the defender there. There's a shot on goal, and the keeper couldn't collect. I think was a little bit obscured there, but seeing that ball losing his grasp and bouncing into touch for a throw in there. A corner kick there to the Valley Primary. Yes, so corner kick to be taken by Valley Primary. Yes, and we see a substitute being made here by Valley Primary. Adrian T. Hazel, number 13, the defender there, going out, and we making way for another player. Here you see the corner kick be taken, cleared into touch for another corner kick there, and we are certainly into injury time here this evening, because we are 30 minutes and 55 seconds in to this half. And here we see the corner kick be taken nicely again, right over, and there's an infringement. There's an infringement here. Is it a handball? Yeah, it seems to be a handball here. So it's a penalty to the Valley Primary School here in the 32nd minute. Yeah, the player adjudged to have handled the ball here, and so it's a penalty. So here we see the players are set in. Goalkeeper is set. Let's see what is going to happen here. And it's a goal from the penalty spot. Keeper did not move. I think he's a little bit dejected, having seen his team losing some 4-0 here this afternoon. Didn't really make an attempt to stop that one at all, and so it's 4-0 in favor of the Valley Primary, and we are 32 minutes and 6 seconds in. So at any moment now, I'm certainly sure you're going to be hearing the final whistle of this encounter here, as the Valley has made a substitute. And here we see the pass being taken, and here we see Valley coming away with it again. Valley coming away with it. Here is Valley coming away with it again. Dribbles past one. Here is JC Valley, and there's a shot and goal, but ball goes wide and into touch for a goal kick. Yeah, so it's 3-0 in favor of the Valley. 4-0 that is, in favor of the Valley Primary School. It's Valley Primary against the Adrian T. Hazel. Here we see the kick taken, and there goes the final whistle in this encounter. The Valley coming away with victory here over the Adrian T. Hazel in a score of 4-0. We are certainly happy that you could have joined us this evening, and we look forward to you joining us again when we will bring you the semi-finals and the finals. And so happy that you could have joined us. Stay tuned as we cover the primary school football from the Raymond E. Gishad Stadium. Peace, good evening.